company in '76. In those days, there were two partners. I joined the company as a shareholder, and then in '78, we did remain two. So I'm here since the 40 plus years. It was a very small company, and we used to work in the hi-fi market. So we did manufacture home products, yet some special, particular different products like equalizer, small mixing console for application that in those days were not really thought to be deployed for profession. It was a semi-pro. And then in the very early 80s, we began in the pro market. And since then, we do just pro audio. It came because the passion of my late partner, Guido, the founder of the company. Because in the early 80s, we began distributing an American brand, Klipsch. And we have been very successful in the mostly in the club market and in the rental. Then Klipsch did, let's say, invest more and more in the hi-fi product and leaving the pro a little bit apart, falling apart. So we began manufacturing some loudspeakers. Guido was mostly an inventor, or rather than a pure businessman. He began designing loudspeakers, and here we are. I think that is in the DNA. If we look to the past centuries about arts in general, why there was the Renaissance in Florence, why there were so many painters or musicians, more than some other, even larger countries. Medici family put a lot of money to the artists to do designing. So Michelangelo, all those famous people have been influenced, financed, and encouraged doing what they have done purely for the passion, the love for the arts, for the beauty. It changed, it put us upside down. Indisputable performances of Butterfly, his unique design, the patents of that, but mostly the performances, because it's all about performances, that loudspeaker, did put us on a spot. So we got the attention of quite a few people. The most prominent was certainly Britannia Road Production in the UK, that began deploying Butterfly for some top quality events and tours. And since then, we move more and more into the rental market worldwide. It was not just the designer, but it was also, let's say, the real manager of the company, either as far as the management of the company as a whole. I was involved just in sales. My job was sales only. Then I had to reinvent in some way myself. That was challenging. Because then it happened pretty quickly, so it was quite shocking. And because there were ongoing new products, like at the time was Mini Compass was one, and Butterfly has yet been released, but a lot of work to do. So it was really a bad moment, but we did overcome it. As far as the designing of the loudspeakers is concerned, that is, again, our major activity. Fortunately, he did share his experience, skill, design with the guys that are in the R&D, a couple of them mostly, actually three. So they just continue that, how can I say, way to design, to think about the product and the solution. So there was, certainly I can claim there is a continuity. We have no breakup. Everything went exactly as it used to be. in the R&D department, as well as in the other parts of the company, most of the people are here working with us, not for us, with us since 20 plus years. We are a sort of family company. I mean that the employees really feel to be part of the company. We share the concept, we share the opinions, and we are all passionate. So that helped very much. The way was the performances, the quality of the product. That's what was and is our way to introduce, to present, and to get our products deployed. Quality and performances. Everybody claimed to offer performances, quality, and reliability, but as a matter of fact, really, in most of the cases, is purely marketing. Is not what the people get and achieve. So this is proof when we have the chance, we are required to have, let's say, shootouts, okay? And we have the chance to put our system beside the most known. When they compare, when they listen, at the end of the day, our products are those that are the best. Does that not necessarily mean that they always buy our product? In most of the cases, yes. If the buyer, if the customer is not conditioned, I don't know if it's the right word, by marketing matters, outline is the product that they do purchase. Look, I can tell you that among the product that has been designed in the very, let's say, early 2000, there were at least two that I perfectly remind the concept was behind them, and are, respectively, Canguro. Canguro came to Guido when we were both visiting MI exhibition, and he was wondering how to save space, room for the bands, small bands, when they did have to carry on and to move from a location to another, having their PA in the trunk of the car, of the van, and he got the idea to fit the satellite into the sub, because the sub, for his nature, has to be larger, and therefore to save room, but at the same time to take him off and put it on a pole to become the typical sub and satellite on top. You know, it's not purely because we want, it's not done because we want to get the attention. This reflects our style, okay? I don't want to be dressed necessarily, I want to be standard. I want to show that I have my own personality. I'm not talking about me, I'm talking about the company. We want to be distinct. Thought to be deployed for professional, it was a semi-pro. And then in the very early 80s, we began in the pro market. And since then, we do just pro audio.
What made you transition into pro? Was it the discotheque boom here?
Yes, at the time the name was not disco. Newton is let's say, it's a DSP, but I would prefer it would be introduced by somebody that is, let's say I'm skilled in loudspeaker. In the processor, I'm not really so skilled. By the way, is a router, is a world clock. It features Dante, AES, MADI optical, MADI coaxial. It can handle 216 input channels and 216 output, and it has those features that enable to wire or connect in and out so many different products with so many different communication protocols. It's a unique product. Then we show to you some the software, you understand what it does. But it is a great product. We have yet got a lot of attention from those few people that have been introduced to the product back in the last months. The Spirit of Outline now is still doing something, let's say, unique that could be recognized. If we are talking about, let's say, the looking and the concept, the design of the product. In some cases, there is not much you can do because designing a full range, a two-way loudspeaker, there is really not much you can do. But still, on the products that are more, let's say, not purely larger, but let's say different, we want to do in a different way. We have some examples done. Recently, we have introduced a very small compact loudspeaker, which name is Vegas 24, that is a very tiny cabinet fit by 2 by 4 inches and one compression driver, for which we have designed a specific horn that offers 150 degrees in horizontal dispersion and 90 vertical. It's so small, and when the people listen to it, they can't believe what it does. So that was our way to achieve great results in the smallest size that you can imagine. So the spirit is always do something different. Now we are going to unveil a new line array, which name is Superfly, that comes from the combination of Butterfly and the part of GTO, okay, with some new components that put this loudspeaker in the size range of Butterfly, by meaning very small, very light, but with even improved performances in both the high end and mostly in the bottom end, that would enable the users to perform in large environments, large venues. This shall be launched in Frankfurt. And it shall be, again, once more, different. Different does not mean weird, odd, means different.